smooth yet sinister, coming through to diminish you. And this here's the finisher. Check it out.
What's going on, guys? Trey coming back at your screen by means of the World Wide Web. And today I'm going to come at you guys with a video talking about Trial 004 featuring Cardez the Malevolent. So it's no secret that Cardez is pretty much right around the corner for Global Brave Frontier, guys. Finally, it's been a lot of talk about it, so he's not far off. So what I wanted to do for you guys today is come with a video pretty much explaining how I plan to battle against Cardez. I'll tell you guys right at the outset that this is just a video saying what I may end up using. It is subject to change, especially if I end up getting my behind kicked using this squad. So I'm basically going to go down a list of the squads that I plan to use. You can use up to 3 squads in order to complete this. So these are pretty much the squads that I'm planning to go in with. So I'm just going to go left to right. I'm going to go on the stat screen. Now I don't know about you guys, but there has been oftentimes where when I look at the stats on my units, the game will freeze and it would not allow me to leave that screen. I'm hoping it doesn't happen in this video, but we'll see, I guess. So we're basically going to break on down the line here. We're going to start with our leader. My leader is going to be Gry, and the main reason I'm going with Gry is for the leader skill. He basically gives everyone a medulla gem effect to their statistics, and then he also reduces the damage from light and dark types. Now if you've seen any or if you know anything about Trial 004, you know the first battle is against Zebra. He's a dark type unit, so of course Gry's leader skill will apply to him. He's going to be doing 15% less damage, and also with Gry's BB he's able to paint, so I like the fact that he's able to do some painting. I'm probably going to be switching up his spheres here. I highly doubt I'm going to stick with these two. This is just what I have for now. 9 times out of 10 I'm probably going to throw like a leg wand on him and something else to complement. Not quite sure yet, but I highly doubt I'm going to keep this setup on Gry because he's going to need a little more HP, because Gry's squishy right now. Until Global gets his 6-star, he's kind of squishy. So I'm probably going to end up switching up those spheres, put a leg one gem and something else in order to give him a little bit of an HP boost. It's probably what's going to happen. But that's why we're going to be going with Gry, guys. Now the next unit we want to discuss, I mean really no questions about it. We're going to be going with Altry for, his purpose, which he's the best at it. He's the best at what he does. Altry is going to be our healer, but he's also going to be our way of taking care of status ailments. So that's basically going to be the use for Altry, guys. To keep our HP up, to keep status ailments away. I got the Drevis equipped on Altry so that Altry doesn't ever get hit with any status ailments whatsoever, so he will never be cursed, and he will pretty much always be ready to have or to heal and cure status ailments. I'm also got the Evil Shard on Altry in order to keep that BB steady. The Evil Shard gives you some BB gauge after each and every turn, so it's pretty much going to help Altry keep his BB gauge up and be ready to heal everyone and take care of status ailments. The next one that we got here is Shara. So Shara is going to be our damage mitigator for Zebra. That's basically going to be our main purpose. The attack boost from her SBB will also help us out. She gives an 80% attack boost, I believe, in addition to doing damage and doing 50% damage mitigation. So I'm going to try to use her every single turn. Definitely need that because Zebra's he's pretty freaking strong. So we got the Frozen Myth on her. What that does is not only gives you a stat increase, but also every time that she's attacked she gets a BB gauge. I believe it gives 1 to 2. So that, in addition to the Evil Shard I have equipped on her, will allow her to get a substantial amount of BB gauge each and every turn. So that's the plan with Shara. She's gonna have to help us mitigate every turn. Now these next 2 unit guys, pretty much self-explanatory. With the Rogan here as well as my Ares here, which I need to work on. I'm gonna actually start working on him as soon as I'm done recording this video. Got to get them up to SBB 10. But these are going to be my damage dealers, guys. Is basically what this is going to come down to. Rogan and Eris. If you don't know, they get unlimited BB gauge every time you use their SBB. It basically just fills it right back up. So they have unlimited SBB, guys. So those two are basically just going to be our damage dealers in order to do heavy damage. So if you know how the Cardes fight works, there will be a few deaths because Zebra does really powerful single target attack. That's pretty much a guaranteed death 3 times throughout your duration of battling him. So we want to try to run through him as quickly as we possibly can, and that's going to be the purpose of this first squad. If they can't completely take Zebra out, they will at least get him down to approximately a quarter HP or less, is my guess. And then we're going to move on to our second squad here. So let me break down what I plan to do with squad number 2. This is the squad that I'm hoping is going to seal the deal. You have the option to have 3 squads here. I'm hoping I don't even have to bring my third squad into the battle. But for this squad and the first squad, guys, I'm planning to have Lily, Matter Friend. Of course, no explanation needed for her. She just helps keep the BB gauges up, guys, which is what we're going to need, because throughout both battles of this trial, they use a lot of AoE attacks, guys, which basically means that your entire squad is going to be getting a good chunk of BB gauge all the time. So I'm planning to have a Lily Matter lead for this squad and the previous squad. Now for this squad here, guys, I'm going with Darvin Shell lead. Main reason being is his leader skill. He nullifies all status ailments, but in addition to that, I also need him because I need a damage mitigator, guys. So Darvin Shell definitely coming in, serving a dual purpose. With that right there, it's going to help a lot. So I won't have to worry about status ailments at all with this squad. Don't have to worry about it. In addition to that, I got him equipped with the Dandelga and Evil Shard. Dandelga, in addition to stat boost, it gives you some BB gauge after every turn, and I also have him equipped with an Evil Shard, which will give him even more BB gauge after every turn. So Darvin Shell is going to be our damage mitigator. We're going to try to use that every single turn, guys. That is the point of Darvin Shell. Every turn I want him to have some damage mitigation ready so that our entire squad can be taking a reduced amount of damage. So that is going to be Darvin Shell's role. Next one we're going to discuss is going to be Arden here. The main reason of Arden is going to be to paint us, guys. I want him to paint the squad with the light element, which he can do, so we can do an increased amount of damage to Cardes, because he's basically the main one. Cardes also has Luther and Fee by his side, but we're not really too concerned about them. As far as I'm concerned, their only purpose out there is to keep my BB gauges up. So Arden is going to paint the squad with the light element, so everyone will be able to do an increased amount of damage to Cardes. That's basically his main purpose. He keeps that in effect for 3 turns. He does an attack, and he also gives you a chance for a probable drastic damage cut. So if that comes into play, it'll definitely help along with Darvin Shell's damage mitigation. But his main purpose is just to paint us with light. So he's a powerful unit that is capable of doing that. The next one we're going to talk about, my boy right here, creme de la creme, my boy Trident. So Trident's purpose, guys, is basically barriers. In addition to kicking a lot of butt and increasing our BC drop rate, he also puts a barrier on the squad, which allows us to absorb that much more damage for 2 turns. Now I'm guessing it would definitely take me no more than 2 whole turns to fill his BB gauge back up. So I'm thinking I'll be able to keep those barriers on rotation to make sure they're pretty much always in effect, unless the enemy of course destroys it all. Then nothing I can do about that. But that's going to be Trident's purpose, is to keep us with some barriers. Luther will be able to do heavier damage than the other 2 units to it, but I'm not too concerned. They're still going to help, undoubtedly. So that's why we're bringing my boy Trident along. Now Mika, she has a special role this time around, guys. In case you don't know, In the second battle, the units can be inflicted with status ailments. And now Mika with her SBB, she is able to have a 50% chance of dealing a status ailment to whoever takes the SBB. So her SBB can deal any status ailment, and she has a 50% chance to do it. Now I don't remember exactly what unit can be hit with what status ailments. I just know during the course of this battle, there are units that can be hit with status ailments, which is why I'm bringing now Mika along. The only one I can really remember is I believe Luther can be paralyzed. That's all I can remember right offhand, but regardless, like I said, she deals all status ailments. So during the course of the video, you'll be able to see who gets inflicted with what status ailments, and maybe that'll help you make what choices you need when you're constructing your squad that you plan to use against Cardez. So that's now Mika's purpose, guys, to hit up with those status ailments. And then last but not least, my healer is going to be Tia, guys. Now the reason I'm planning to use her is because, once again, I already have Darvin Shell lead, so I no longer have to worry about status ailments with this particular squad. So pretty much all I need is a healer that can keep our HP up, and Tia's pretty nice at that. With her SBB, she recovers our HP, and then for the following 3 turns you will still get an HP recovery effect. With the SBB, it brings BB into the mix as well. So with the SBB, you're going to get a lot of HP healed at the outset, and then for the following 3 turns you're going to get a little bit of HP, and you're going to get a little bit of BB gauge. And once again, it all helps keep your HP up and your BB gauge up. So that's why I'm using her. I don't really need to use any other units. If I had to choose, maybe Rashiel, but that's probably the only other choice I use. Really don't have too much of a want for units like Lancia or anything like those. LMO, don't really need them as a healer. I specifically need a unit that can just heal, and Tia is pretty much the best at that, guys. So her and Eris, I need to I'm going to be working on their BBs just as soon as I'm done recording this, and hopefully I have them both at SBB 10 by the time Cardez is released in Global Brave Frontier, which hopefully will be very soon. Now our final squad, I'm hoping I don't even have to use, guys, but in the event that I do, this is the squad that I'm planning to use, and it's basically going to be an OTK squad, guys, or a crit squad, whatever you want to call it. So I'm planning to have double Maxwell leads here. So I'm going to have my Maxwell as leader here, and then I'm going to have a Maxwell friend. Now, more than likely, I'm not going to keep that Wicked Blade on Maxwell. Main reason being, the Wicked Blade gives you a super stat boost, but you must have full HP in order for it to be activated. And during this battle, it's highly unlikely that I'm going to have full HP on my Maxwell. So 9 times out of 10, I'm just going to take that Wicked Blade off and probably put on a leg 1 gem or something like that in order to give her a stat boost instead. Something that isn't really reliant on the amount of HP or whatever that she has. So Maxwell, of course, for the leader skill. We're gonna try to basically, if my second squad dies, the point of the third squad is to come in and just wrap it up as soon as possible. So we're gonna have my Maxwell, a Maxwell friend. We're gonna bring Luca here. The point of my Luca is not only going to be to deal damage, but Luca also gives an attack boost of 100% at SBB 10. So Luca here is going to boost our attack, help us to deal that much more damage when we're basically trying to go on our last leg, so to speak. Now the point of Sheeta, no explanation. He's going to paint us, guys. So you got Luther, you got Fee, and you got Cardez I could possibly be battling against if the third squad happens to come out. Well, Sheeta paints with all elements, which basically means I will be doing an increased amount of damage to all of them. And he also gives 10 BCs to everyone's BB gauge in the event that I need that, which I may, you don't know. But Sheeta is going to basically be there to paint us. I got a King's Crown on him because Sheeta is not really going to be a damage dealer, guys. His point is going to be to basically keep the squad painted. So in between, like he keeps the squad painted for 3 turns. So in between, those 3 turns, I'll be doing normal attacks with him. But that's pretty much all the damage dealing he's going to be really doing. Other than that, I doubt I'm really going to be using him too much. I may switch that spear up. Not quite sure yet. Of course, Elza here once again. My baby here. Her point is basically going to be to keep the BC production up with extermination. She also has a chance to curse, which I think Fee can be cursed. I don't quite remember though. I could be totally wrong. But Elza also increases spark damage by 70% for 3 turns. So once again, that's even more damage that we can be dealing with the OTK squad or the crit squad here. And then last but not least, Samara here kind of acting as a filler, because she also, like now Mika, is able to deal status ailments. Now she is only capable of dealing 4 status ailments, that being poison, paralyze, curse, and weakness. But she has an 80% chance of dealing those status ailments with her SBB, guys. So although she can deal less than now Mika, she has a higher percentage chance of dealing the status ailments that she kicks out. So that's basically the only reason I have her as part of the squad, because she can deal some status ailments to the second part of the Cardez battle. So that's it, guys. Like I said, this is completely subject to change. This is just kind of what I have in mind now. It may work. If it does, great. If it doesn't, then we're going back to the drawing board. We're going to make some modifications, and I'm going to do what I need to do in order to take out Trial 004. So here's my plan, guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget upper right to subscribe, lower right to check out the previous video, and if you wish to join the Facebook group, the link is in the description, guys. So I thank you for watching. Please continue to like, subscribe, favorite, share, comment, and everything else, and I'll be back at your screen with more Brave Frontier Global soon. Later, guys.